And there you see the Boston Celtics. In addition to the glory of the championship, there's a lot of money at stake in this final series. Wiley, number 12, and Russell shaking hands as they get set. Norm Drucker throwing it up for the initial tap in this game. And then listen to the crowd from that point on. Taken by West to the Lakers. That's Selby in the corner, being guarded by Jones. Rudy LaRusso getting it out to Selby for a long shot. West gets the rebound, taken by Baylor now. Rudy LaRusso from the left. The Lakers hold a 2-0 lead. West is guarding Bob Cousy. And Cousy gets off the shot. It's a 2-2 game. LaRusso brings it down fast for the Lakers. And there is no basket, although it did not go in anyhow, as on the drive by LaRusso, he was held. Tommy Heinsohn held LaRusso as he was driving down the lane. 2-2 is the score. And it's now 3-2 as LaRusso has all 3 points for the Los Angeles Lakers. Selby picking up Sam Jones. West is guarding Cousy. Wiley, of course, pitted against Russell. That was Cousy. Back to Russell. And as Russell went up, there's the foul on the play. Frank Selby committed the foul. Cousy was using Russell as the high post, and as you saw, he couldn't get off the hook, so he passed it back to Russell, who made the shot and was fouled. Russell, incidentally, has been shooting well from the free throw line in this series, exceptionally well. It's a 3-3 game right now. This one shot a little harder. 3-3 to score. Now Cousy is guarding Selby. Heinsohn is picking up LaRusso. And Heinsohn got caught in the switches that time. As the offensive foul charged to Gene Wiley gives the ball to the Boston Celtics. It's 3-3. Russell in the high post there, and Cousy again getting behind him for the screen. So Bob Cousy now has 4 points. And the score is 5-3 Celtics. West missing the long one. Taken away by Heinsohn. A fake, and they give off to Heinsohn, who gets it over to Jones. Sanders keeps the ball. Russell in for the left-handed hook. He's a left-hander. Wiley, good rebounder, has it for the Lakers. The Lakers breaking fast. Bob Cousy. Holding as Jerry West goes to the line. West again. That's West's first basket of the evening. He's been averaging 29 points per game in the playoffs, so he's one of the top shooters. He and Baylor, of course, are the 2 big men for the Lakers. Heinsohn with the spin around and the hook, which was partially blocked. The Lakers take over. It's a 5-5 game. West again blocked by Russell. Lakers maintain possession as West goes in. Beautiful shot by West. Lakers lead 7-5. Sanders shooting. Taken by Wiley. Lakers break quickly. Sanders guarding Baylor. Sticking with him pretty well. LaRusso with a long one.
Presenting the Belly Burn.
Bob Wolf here at the Los Los Angeles Sports Arena, with the Lakers fighting to stay alive in this series and send it into the 7th inning. Met Boston are now leading by a score of 9-5 with 9 minutes to go in this first period of play. The Lakers have had one team foul, just one foul so far, and the Celtics have had 2. And now set play as Sam Jones brings it across in our front court to Heinsohn, who drives and hooks, followed by Russell. Bill Russell now has 3 points. Heinsohn going across to the right of the basket as he missed that one, but Russell was there to put it in. Bailey gets off the shot. He loves to drive, and of course driving is his specialty. Sand is guarding him closely. He'll try to make the big man Bailey drive down the middle where Russell can block it. As Cousy went off from the side, you saw Selby go off with him and ride him off, and the foul committed on the play. That's the second personal charge to Selby. Second team foul for Los Angeles. Here's Bob Cousy. And the game now is all tied at 9-9 with 8:30 to go in the first quarter. Cousy is 6 points. Selby going in and getting it off to Wiley. Off Wiley, out of bounds. Beautiful give and go there as Bob Cousy got the return pass from Heinsohn on a fine pick play. Bob Cousy now has 8 points tonight, and the Celtics lead 11-9. West, the jumper was partially deflected as Sanders pulls it in for Boston. And here you saw Selby almost intercepting as Cousy gets off the shot. Out it goes. And it is taken by Los Angeles. 7:50 to go in the first period. The Celtics lead 11-9. They're keeping that middle open as Selby gets off the shot. Russell, of course, gets the rebounds and starts that fast break, and Cousy is the middleman. Cousy with a backhand pass to Heinsohn for the shot. Beauty. Lakers will try to stop that fast break by trying to stop Cousy from getting that pass. That's one way. The other way is to get Cousy in deep offensively so he can't get the ball out as quickly. And, of course, the other way is to get that rebound or to make the shot. It's 13-9. Celtics hold a 4-point lead with 7 minutes and 9 seconds to go in this first quarter. Wiley sticking close to Russell, who's in the deep post. Russell there feeds it out to Heinsohn. And he hits. LaRusso came out after him, but couldn't get there in time. Heinsohn now has 4 points, and the Celtics have taken a 15-9 lead with 6 minutes and 50 seconds to go in this first period before a sellout crowd here in Los Angeles. Give and go as Selby going down the middle. So possession is lost as Heinsohn gets off the shot, and there's the whistle on the play. Score of the ball game, Celtics 15, the Lakers 9. 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go. And Heinsohn gets it. He now has 5 points, and the Celtics lead 16-9. Baylor likes to isolate if he can on a one-on-one situation so he can drive. Sanders switch over this time to West, and West goes in and makes it. Sanders had a switch then, but West made the shot at 16-11. Sam Jones going down the middle, an offensive foul. So the Lakers take over. The score of the ball game, Celtics 16, the Lakers 11. Very low-scoring quarter so far. 6 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the first period. Rudy LaRusso now has 7 points. 16-13 the score. Russell with the hook. Taken by Baylor. He's a fine rebounder. He comes off those rebounds running and moving quickly. And Wiley shoots. Wiley has not been a big scorer by any means for the Lakers, but he just hit a big bucket. And it's now 16-15. The Lakers trail by 1 with 5:30 to go in the first period. Russell has come out and he screams for Cousy. Baylor again gets a rebound, a second in a row. Fast break. There goes West. He's got it. Shelby intercepts. West still with it. LaRusso hits. Lakers lead 19-16 as they use a Boston weapon, the fast break and some Helder-Skelter basketball. That's Cousy. He's keeping the Celtics in with 10 points so far. It's Lakers 19, the Celtics 18, 4:50 to go in this first quarter. The Lakers used a Boston trick, that fast break and an interception to get that big bucket. Elgin Baylor going in from the left side, banked it beautifully, and it's now Lakers 21, the Celtics 18. The pace is very fast and furious here in this first quarter. 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the period. Sam Jones, short. Taken by Wiley, gives it to West. Lakers are breaking quickly. And West jumps, hits. He's tough to stop with that jumper. Russell, of course, cannot do much in his great defense on that jumping shot from outside. As a matter of fact, there's no pivot man that the Boston team has to. Here's a little scrap starting out there, quickly broken up as Sanders shoots and hits. Little jostling into the basket, which almost broke out into something more serious. The score now, Lakers 23, the Celtics 20. 3 minutes and 52 seconds to go. Sam Jones on the push. Ramsey goes in the ball game, replacing Tommy Heinsohn for Boston. Casey Jones is getting set to go in. West at the free throw line. And the score, Lakers 24 and the Celtics 20. Lakers are getting those rebounds and a fast break again as West gives off. 26-20 in favor of the Lakers here in this first period. A long shot by Cousy. The follow by Jones and Baylor. Wiley both under the basket there. Shelby goes out. Barnett is in. Baylor committing the foul. Sam Jones on the line. This is the first point for Sam Jones, who's been averaging 28.6 in the playoffs. 26-21 Lakers. This is Barnett giving off into Baylor, and Baylor jumps and shoots. Taken by Cousy. Ramsey called for traveling. Here's Casey Jones, who's going in. Casey is a quick pair of hands, good ball handler, and Red Auerbach has just signaled out to Boston to tone it down a bit. This is a Boston trick as they intercept with Ramsey giving over to Cousy to Jones, and Jones getting the bucket going in as a 3-on-2 break as the result of Ramsey's interception. 26-23, Lakers lead the Celtics. Satch Sanders getting the foul, and Baylor's at the line. Boston fast break as Ramsey went down. Goaltending is the call. Ramsey getting credit as LaRusso went up and pinned that ball at the side of the basket. So the score now, Lakers 27, Celtics 25. West with the two fakes and then the shot. He faked twice before getting it off. He uses a wonderful head fake. Lakers now lead 29-25 with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter of play. Barnett coming out too vigorously on Casey Jones. This foul incidentally came with 2 minutes and 1 second to go in the first quarter. Lakers have 5 team fouls, the Celtics 4. Casey Jones now has 3 points. 29-26 Los Angeles. Barnett's a left-hander. By Wiley. Wiley's 6 feet 10. He's a big fellow. That's Ramsey hitting. On the score right now, Lakers 31, the Celtics 28, with 1 minute and 35 seconds to go in this first period of play. Into LaRusso, who's been guarded by Cousy there. LaRusso certainly had the height on that match. Casey Jones drives and makes it. Beautiful spinning shot, a lot of English as he banked it off the side going in. 1 minute and 6 seconds to go. The Lakers lead 31-30. Sanders on Baylor. Baylor went behind LaRusso for the screen, but Sanders is still with him. Here's Barnett cutting around Baylor. Starting a drive as Sanders switched men, and now Cousy is on Baylor, as you see. Sanders has lost his man for a moment. Now he picks him up, but too late. As the shot is made by Baylor. Baylor now has 5 points, and the Lakers lead 33-30 with 40 seconds to go in the period. Here's Ellis going in for LaRusso. Casey Jones at the line. Fouls on Barnett. One more shot coming up. That was the Lakers' 6th team fouls, Kelly. Here's Havlicek going in for Cousy, who's played all the 38 seconds of this quarter. The Boston starters, as well as the Lakers starters, have been seeing more minutes of service than they did during the regular season per average game. 33 seconds to go in this first quarter of play. There was Russell blocking the shot by West. Russell has it back again. They try to avoid Russell, not drive down the middle if they can help it. Sanders shooting, has it. And the score now is all tied 33-all with 16 seconds to go in the quarter. The pace has picked up during the last half of this first period tremendously. Baylor likes to maneuver for that drive. He maneuvered in, and now he passes. Wiley has it. A whistle stopping the clock with 1 second to go in this first quarter as West goes to the line. Casey Jones committing the personal foul. 2 shots. That was the 15th foul for the Celtics. On the score, 35-33 Lakers, a second to go. There's the buzzer. That's the end of the first quarter with the score. Lakers 35, Celtics 33. It is of great note in the first quarter the job that Wiley has been doing under the boards on Russell and blocking him out. That is boxing him, getting position for rebounds. It's helped also to set up fast breaks by the Los Angeles team as LaRusso and Baylor have been going in to get rebound shots. Rebounding and blocking of shots, of course, is the key to setting up that fast break for Boston. And with Wiley working on Russell as he is, the Lakers have been getting rebounds and getting fast breaks of their own. Look at this play. Heinsohn goes in. It looked like a tap play, but actually the ball was battled around 2 or 3 times until Heinsohn finally crept in all by himself. And now it's all tied at 35-all. Ellis back to Barnett. Ellis is in the pivot. Heinsohn guarding him. Russell goes over to get that one. Sam Jones has been the big scorer throughout the series. Has not done much in the way of scoring so far this evening. Tommy Heinsohn now has 9 points in the game. Again, the Celtics taken away. Celtics leading 37-35. And this is Ramsey. And now the Celtics lead 39-35 in the first minute of the second quarter. Havlicek, number 17, guarding Barnett. And that's Barnett using Wiley as a screen to get off the shot as he went off to his right. This is a 2-on-2 break. Fed back to Havlicek for the shot. Casey Jones got the assist as the Boston rookie Havlicek, who was out some games with a sprained ankle in the series, shows that he can run again. So there's a timeout on the floor with the score, Celtics 41, Lakers 35. Bob Wolf here in Los Angeles, where the Celtics have now run up 8 points in a row. When they get on a hot streak, they're terrific to try and stop them. The Celtics had a first period streak of 11 points in a row. The score is 41-35. The Celtics lead the Lakers with 10:35 to go in the second quarter. Casey Jones guarding Barnett. And now the feedback to Krebs, who has just come in the game. Number 32 gives to LaRusso. And the offensive foul on Krebs as he set up an illegal block there. It's 41-35, the Celtics over the Lakers. Frank Selby is guarding Havlicek. That's Ramsey going in. Another offensive foul charged to Ramsey. The high scorers throughout the series and throughout the years are having their difficulties tonight due to some tremendous guarding. Sanders is doing some job so far on Baylor. Right now, though, they have switched men. Ramsey guarding Baylor as Baylor went off to the side. Sanders is not in the game. He went out at the start of this period. And Ramsey committed the foul as he was guarding Baylor. 2 shots coming up. Boston likes to alternate fresh men if they can on Baylor, so each man can give his full effort at all time. It's 41-36 now. And the score is 41-37. The Celtics lead the Lakers with 10 minutes and 5 seconds to go here in the second quarter of play. Selby guarding Havlicek. Havlicek has some height on him. Krebs guarding Russell. LaRusso, as you see, guarding Heinsohn. Baylor is guarding Ramsey. And the foul under the basket. Frank Selby committing the foul. And that's his third personal foul. 6 and you're out. This is Havlicek at the line. And in it goes. Havlicek sprained his ankle in the first game of the playoffs. Came back for the fourth game. Most of the swelling is now gone. Baylor being guarded by Ramsey. He likes to give and go and keep moving in that. That's Russell taking the rebound over to Casey Jones. Heinsohn going in. An offensive foul charged to Heinsohn as he rammed into LaRusso going in from the left side. Score, Celtics 42, Lakers 37. Those offensive fouls do not count on the team fouls in the pro ranks. Baylor from the corner, taken by Jones. And Baylor tried to hit that ball away as Jones was dribbling. Called for the foul. Each team has committed 2 team fouls in this period. Casey Jones getting it up. The score now, Celtics 43, the Lakers 37, with 9 minutes and 15 seconds to go in this first half. Havlicek guarding Selby, who gets off the shot. There was call for traveling as Selby tried to maneuver in position. Traveling is the call. Havlicek got hit in the mouth. Apparently is all right. Official Norm Drucker looked at it. Just a slight cut. Russell being guarded by Krebs. This is Havlicek getting off the shot. LaRusso is charged with a foul as he tried to jockey in position for the rebound. He shoved off. Ramsey at the line. Celtics lead 43-37. 8.5 minutes to go as LaRusso misses from wide. Heinsohn grabs it. Lakers are hustling back on defense. Jones shooting. And out it goes, and it hits Earl Strom. Stays in play as Selvey comes down. Almost made it. Very alert play. Good defense by Boston Blackman. Ramsey shoots from deep. Casey Jones back to Havlicek. This is a 3-on-1 break. Russell's the middleman. Baylor feeds off to Barnett. Ramsey tried to underhand it. The Lakers breaking fast. 4-on-3 break. Baylor from deep. Taken by Russell. Celtics lead 43-39. Havlicek makes it. And the Celtics now lead 45-39. Pace of this game is tremendous. LaRusso from the corner. 45-41. Celtics lead by 4. 7 minutes and 25 seconds to go in this second quarter of play. Now Ramsey trying to slow it up just a bit so that the Celtics can organize. Goes in, gives off to Russell beautifully. Shot missed. Krebs takes it. Loses it. Lakers ball. And notice now that Boston is putting on this press here. They hustle back, though, as Havlicek, guarding Barnett, stays with him. Baylor, guarded by Sanders, goes under the basket, and Russell gets it. Heinsohn, he likes those line drive shots. Barnett getting the rebound, feeding out to West. And West with a long jump. Russell deflected it and keeps it. Beautiful play. Feeds off quickly to Havlicek. Has been guarded by Krebs, who was holding back. So Havlicek lets fly with a long one to make the score 47-41. Krebs stayed back on defense, and Havlicek let fly from outside the foul line. 47-41, Celtics lead the Lakers. 6 minutes and 18 seconds to go. Krebs from the corner is outside shot blocked by Russell, and now Russell has made 3 big plays in the last 3 minutes of the game. Russell's coming out to block him because that was Heinsohn gunning. Because the Lakers do not try to work the ball into their pivot man. They like to isolate Baylor or give West the shot or let their deep man shoot. This is Krebs. Notice that when he shoots from the corner, Russell doesn't come out to guard him. He's his man, but Russell stays back to clear those boards. If Krebs hits, of course, it can change the complexion of the game, but if he doesn't, Russell is there to get those rebounds. Score is 49-41. Celtics lead the Lakers. 5:30 to go in the first half. Jones. And Sanders tried to keep it in, but lost it. As West now throws it in with Barnett. Casey Jones moves up to hinder. Long shot by Barnett. Russell went up, and Krebs under the basket there went up with him and committed the foul. Since Casey Jones has gone in to guard Jerry West, West has not gone in the scoring column. And there's a timeout on the floor with the score, the Celtics 49, the Lakers 41. For the Celtics, Heinsohn has 11. The Sanders has 4. Russell has 3. Cousy has 10. Sam Jones held to just 1 point. Havlicek is 7, Ramsey 6, and Casey Jones is 7. And for the Lakers, Baylor is 7, LaRusso 11, Wiley 4, West 15, Selby 2, and Barnett 2. Bob Wolf here in Los Angeles. Buddy LaRue, the Celtics trainer, just treated John Havlicek's lip. Russell is at the line. Incidentally, West was doing well against Sam Jones while he was on him, and he is the high man in the game with 15 points. But Casey Jones came in to take over the guarding, has been doing a fine job. Sam Jones, incidentally, the high scorer so far in the playoffs for the Boston Celtics, has but 1 point so far tonight. No field goals, just 1 foul. Beautiful pass into West. So it's 49-43 as LaRusso fed West with a beautiful pass. Celtics lead 49-43. 4:40 to go here in this second quarter. Havlicek fakes and shoots. Hits. Wiley has gone back. It's center to replace Krebs, who is having his troubles with Russell. And here's Barnett going to the line. Barnett now has 3 points. The score is Celtics 51, the Lakers 44, with 4:20 to go in this first half. Russell guarded by Wiley, feeds out to Heinsohn. LaRusso guarding him. And Tommy Heinsohn again is charged with an offensive foul. His third personal for Tommy Heinsohn. And Ramsey's getting set to go back in. Boston picking up across midcourt. This is Barnett getting off the left-handed shot. Russell brings it up quickly. Sanders moving off to the corner, now back in. He's been guarded by Baylor. Havlicek shooting. LaRusso takes it. Barnett broke fast as West brings the ball up. LaRusso from the corner. Celtics 51, Lakers 46. 3 minutes and 36 seconds to go in this first half of play. Havlicek again hits. Havlicek has 11 points. Barnett goes in and Russell blocks it. This is a 3-on-2 break. Casey Jones goes in and makes it. And the score now is the Celtics 55 and the Lakers 46 with 3 minutes and 7 seconds to go in the first half. Notice how Baylor backs in with that dribble. Now he cuts over to the center. He likes to move to his right on those shots. West, Russell fell off to guard him. Boston takes it away. West is out of the play, slipped at the other end. Havlicek feeds to Heinsohn. Look at that. Lakers were a man short as West had slipped. Boston capitalizes. And there's a timeout on the floor with the score of Celtics 57, Lakers 46. Bob Wolf speaking from the Los Angeles Sports Arena before a capacity crowd where the Boston Celtics, who are gunning for their 5th consecutive world championship, have jumped into a 57-46 lead over the Los Angeles Lakers. Boston leads the series 3-2. It's the best 4 out of 7 series. And Havlicek, on a wise move there before the 2-minute mark, commits the foul as West goes to the line. The Celtics have just 3 team fouls and the Lakers 4, and that trades off 1 point for a chance to come back with 2 and also gain possession here in the last 2 minutes and 26 seconds of the period. Cousy to Russell. Sanders has slipped out of his grasp. Baylor being guarded by Cousy as he goes in and makes it. He's a great driver, as you folks know. Outstanding player, and once he starts to move, he's almost impossible to stop. 57 to 49. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Cousy lets fly and hits. Bob Cousy. The score now, the Celtics 59, the Lakers 49. You may be witnessing Cousy's last game, and certainly he wants to bow out with one of his great ones. The Lakers have other views about this being his last game. West with the spin and the jump. Now Boston has started to clear those boards, and it's made a big difference. Cousy again lets fly. Havlicek comes over to follow, and it's tipped into the basket by Sanders. The score now, the Celtics 61, the Lakers 49, and this capacity crowd has been rather quiet for the last few minutes as once again Boston is spurted out in front. When Boston hits, they hit in droves. Baylor from deep missed, and again the rebound as Sanders gives it over to Havlicek. Cousy comes up as the trailer on the play. 1 minute left to go in this first half. Russell, and he was being guarded by Wiley, who committed the foul. 55 seconds to go in the first half. The Celtics leading 61 to 49. One more shot coming up for Russell. That was the Lakers' 5th team foul. They don't go into the penalty situation until after the 6th one. Russell's second shots, if you notice, always been a little harder than his first, but he's been missing with them. Cousy hits again. Bob Cousy now has 14 points, and the Celtics have a commanding 64 to 49 lead with 42 seconds left to go in this first half. That's Cousy's second personal as Frank Selby goes to the line. Selby, the oldest man in the Lakers, is 30 years old, sometimes called Pops by his teammates. It's a young team. And so the Lakers now at the 50 mark, 64-50, with 40 seconds to play in the half. Cousy makes it. Bob Cousy with a great hand tonight has 16 points. Mr. Basketball, Bob Cousy with 16 points here in this first half of play. 66-50. The Celtics lead by 16. West puts it up, and it goes in. 66 to 52. Boston keeps pressing. They get the ball up fast in the front court. 10 seconds are left to go. Now, Cousy looks up at the clock. It hangs from up here, a big scoreboard. It's sometimes tough to see unless you look up directly at it. Russell gets it up. There's the buzzer. So that's the end of the first half of play with the score. Celtics 66, Lakers 52. Here's the scoring to this point. For Boston, Cousy has 16. He has 7 for 11 from the floor. Havlicek has 11 points, Heinsohn 13, Casey Jones 9, Sam Jones has 1, Ramsey 6, Russell 4, and Sanders has 6 points. And for the Lakers, West is the high man with 20. LaRusso is 13. Baylor 9, Barnett 3. LaRusso has 13 points, Wiley 4, and Selby 3. Yeah. Baylor, and Russell again gets that rebound, and there's no discounting the effect that Russell has, not only in getting the rebounds, but also in starting up the Boston offense. Traveling is the call. The Lakers try to actually play around Russell, but they have not been hitting with their long shots. Boston shot 55% to the Lakers 49% in the first half. Boston took more shots, though, 52 to 43. West drives along the baseline, follows his shot, and there's Russell batting it away as Wiley shoots. And Ellis goes up and is fouled. Fouled by Sanders. Ellis at the line. Leroy Ellis, 2 shots. Have put in both big men, Ellis and Wiley, and Baylor is now playing a guard, and he's guarding Bob Cousy. He switched men now. He's on Russell as the shot is taken by Sam Jones, who is in for the second half. Willie LaRusso now has 15 points. And there's a timeout on the floor with the score, Celtics 66, Lakers 56. Boston took the timeout undoubtedly to talk over this new Laker alignment, as Baylor has now become a backcourt man and a guard, and they're putting the big men under the basket to see what they can do to take the ball away from Russell and give Baylor a chance to hit from that side. That was Baylor. It was 11 points now, 68-58, as the Lakers completely realigned. Wiley was guarding Russell, but to no avail, as Big Bill Russell now has 6 points. The score is 70-58, the Celtics lead, with 10 minutes to go in this third quarter. West and Baylor are now the backcourt men. Wiley is a high post, and now Baylor goes in the pivot and goes in the corner. Baylor gets it back and shoots from there, and has it. Baylor has 13 points, and you can see how the Lakers have changed their style of attack to see what they can do to realign their offense. Heinsohn, that's Wiley. He and Ellis are both in there to see what they can do on the boards, and Baylor staying out. West from the corner. 3 big baskets in a row, and the Lakers now put over the Celtics lead. It's now Celtics 70 and the Lakers 62. Russell makes it. It's a right-handed hook shot. 72-62. The Celtics lead by 10 with 9 minutes and 4 seconds to go in the third quarter. And Baylor. Celtics leading. Traveling. Set play coming up, called out by Jerry West as the Lakers are making up ground at 72-64 in this third quarter. West. And Cousy knocked it over to Russell. Long pass to Sanders. Look at that play. 74-64. Sanders is still guarding Baylor, but he had to come out to guard him. And notice the way that Baylor that time tried to maneuver on the screen. The shot is made. Ellis now has 4 points. And at 74-66, the Celtics lead with 7:45 to go in this quarter. In the height matchup, Sam Jones is guarding Ellis, and Ellis towers over Jones. Cousy tried to hit that ball away and was charged with the foul. third person. West at the line. Celtics 74, Lakers 67. Baylor is guarding Cousy up front here, and West is guarding Sam Jones. Wiley is guarding Russell, and Ellis is on Sanders. LaRusso on Heinsohn. That's Heinsohn. Ball is knocked away. Cousy intercepts Wiley's pass. Cousy, whoa, what a shot! Left-handed hook by Cousy. This is West. It's now Celtics 76, Lakers 69. 6 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Sam Jones taken by Wiley. That pass by Wiley was off Ellis. Here's Havlicek going in, and Sam Jones goes out. Sanders misses, and the foul by Havlicek is good. 78-69, Celtics lead. 6.5 to go. Here's Baylor. Drives, and Russell switches men and is charged with a foul as he goes up to block the shot. Red Auerbach having to say. One more shot coming up for Baylor. 78-70, Celtics. And it's 78-71. Baylor has 17 points. Cousy with a long one, short. Cousy has it back. Bounce pass to Heinsohn. Heinsohn again. And under the basket, the whistle there by referee Earl Strom as Ellis went up. Ellis charged with the foul. Tommy Heinsohn from the line. (79-71), Celtics in front. And there are 6 minutes to go in this third quarter of play, as the Lakers have come back strong in this third quarter to whittle down the large Boston margin. LaRusso with a line shot, and he makes it. 79-73 is the score. Offensive foul. Charge to Havlicek. Look where Sanders came to pick up Baylor. Cousy is guarding West. Havlicek is guarding Ellis. And Russell is guarding Wiley, but Russell stays close to the basket. Wiley is wandering off in the corner. West shooting. Lakers keep possession as they use a play off the foul line with LaRusso shooting. There's timeout on the floor with the score. Celtics 79, Lakers 75. Bob Wolf here in Los Angeles, where in this quarter the Lakers have scored 23 points to 13 for the Boston Celtics. Have cut their lead by 10, and it's now 79-75. Celtics 79, Lakers 75, with 5 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the third quarter. Russell taken by Wiley. That's made a big difference, putting in Wiley along with Ellis and putting Baylor in the back court. West shooting. Taken by Russell. That's Ramsey breaking. Havlicek Havlicek to the line, and Fred Schaus doesn't like the call. One more shot. .75 the score, and the Celtics lead the Lakers. Baylor has gone into the pivot. Sanders is in there. But Russell gets this one. Havlicek to Ramsey. Sanders misses. And a whistle on the play. Offensive foul. .75, the Celtics lead by 5 with 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. West went in, drawing Cousy in the pivot, and Cousy committed the foul. And that is Cousy's 4th personal foul. 6 and you're out. West makes the score 80-76. West is high man for both sides with 26 points. Russell gets it out with a shot by Sanders. 82-76. Bob Cousy is guarding West. Baylor shooting. That was Ellis. Ellis came up to tip it in. 82-78. Celtics hold their lead. 3 minutes, 18 seconds to go in this third quarter. Ramsey makes it 84-78. 3 minutes and 7 seconds to go in the third quarter. Cousy on West. And Cousy intercepted. He fell back off his man and blocked the middle. Fast break. Beautiful pass. And Havlicek scores as Sanders fed it to him. Cousy intercepted to start it all off. 86-78. The Celtics lead the Lakers. Cousy is a tough assignment guarding West and also carrying an offensive pace. Ellis now has 8 points. And the score is 86-80. Celtics lead the Lakers with 2.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Russell comes out to get the ball, used as a screen for Cousy. Havlicek gets off the shot. And that was Russell getting credit for the 2 points. And Russell now has 10. 88-80 the score. Into LaRusso. Russell takes it, feeds it out. It's a 4-on-2 break as Havlicek. Look at that beautiful play by West as he came back. Ramsey follows, and the tap-in is made by Sanders. Sanders has 12. It's 90-80 as once again the Celtics, using that fast break with 2 quick buckets, have opened up the lead again. 90-80, 1 minute and 44 seconds to go in the third quarter. West shooting. And again, Boston takes it. They've been getting the rebounds, and Cousy's been a key man in getting them on the move. Bounce into Havlicek. He hits. Boston on a hot spurt opens up the lead. And there's a timeout on the floor with the score. Celtics 92, Lakers 80. Red Auerbach having a few words across the way with his Boston Celtics. With the score, a minute and 26 seconds to go in this third quarter of play. The Celtics 92 and the Lakers 80. This is a good time to rest a man like Cousy, because not only does he have the last minute and 19 seconds to sit out, but also the time between periods, giving him an additional time there. Celtics lead 92-80 with 1 minute and 19 seconds to go. can get mighty wet on that floor, and that perspiration drips off, and that's what the towel was for. A slick spot, and you can really go for a bad spill. Baylor shooting. And Russell again gets the rebounds. Krebs has gone in, as you noted, number 32. Wiley is on the bench. That's Krebs guarding Russell right now. And the pass intercepted by LaRusso. Jones was cutting in, but LaRusso reached up to intercept it. 54 seconds. West was looking at the clock as he came across midcourt. Krebs likes to stay out for those outside shots, and that brings Russell away from the basket. But Russell likes to fall back, so sometimes it nullifies any advantage there. Casey Jones committing his third personal foul. West with another shot coming up. Whenever the Lakers get a hot spurt going, the Celtics have come back to trump the ace. Off LaRusso, out of bounds. 92-80, 41 seconds to go in the third quarter. Havlicek and Jones bring the ball into front court. And Ramsey, as the Celtics lose possession. Notice where Sanders is picking Baylor up. Staying right with him. Against the press, Baylor likes to bring that ball up himself. Sanders, notice how he plays him. LaRusso goes up, and Russell blocked it. Traveling. 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Boston pressing here. And that's the end of the third quarter with the score. Celtics 92, Lakers 80. Bob Wolf here as we start the fourth quarter in Los Angeles. At one point, the Lakers in that third quarter had a 10-point difference, 23-13 in scoring, but then Boston had a hot spurt, going up 13 points to 5 for the Lakers. And at the end of the quarter, Los Angeles had picked up just 2 points on the Celtics, 28-26. So it's 92-80, the Celtics lead, and this is the fourth period. Now, maybe the last quarter of this season. In this championships, Boston leads 3-2. We'll see what develops. The Lakers certainly have a tough road ahead. Krebs, Ellis, both in there. Barnett has gone in. He gets the shot off. Barnett with that fallback shot of his. 92-82. Celtics lead by 10. Bob Cousy on the bench at the start of this period. Casey Jones shooting. And the foul committed by Sanders. Sanders and Cousy each have 4 personal fouls, incidentally. And now here's Cousy coming back in the game. Ellis shooting. Baylor and Russell, incidentally, have gone all the way for their respective sides. 92-83, the Celtics lead. 11-11 to go in this last quarter. Cousy being guarded by West. Barnett is guarding Havlicek. Krebs guarding Russell. And Baylor. Lakers keep the ball. Cousy is hurt. Coming from one side or the other, looks like he hurt his left ankle. It must have been as he came across from back. It must have been as he came across from back to front court in that scramble. It may be just a cramp in his leg there. We'll have to wait and see what has taken place. But it would certainly be a crushing blow to the Boston Celtics and a tough way to Bob Cousy to leave if this turns out to be his final game after the most scintillating career of anybody in professional ranks. There goes Bob Cousy, and the fans who are applauding do not know at this time whether they're applauding him for the last time or not. But it certainly appears to be a most serious injury the way he is going off to the sidelines, and he is getting a deserved standing ovation by the fans here in Los Angeles. Bob Cousy, who's played a sensational game, has characterized his entire career. Jerry West. It's 92-85. The Lakers are still very much alive with 10 minutes and 37 seconds to go. Havlicek with a long one. Ramsey follows. Baylor clears the boards up to Barnett. Baylor is back in a forward spot, incidentally. West stayed back. There you see him pick up Jones. And Ramsey got off the shot, and he was hit as he did. Krebs committed the foul. Sam Jones came in for Bob Cousy, incidentally. And Tommy Heinsohn is also getting set to come on the game. Ramsey's at the line. (93-85). Celtics lead 94-85. When Cousy left the game, he had 18 points. Shot by Barnett. Cousy and Havlicek, both of 18 for the Celtics. The score now is 94-87. The Celtics lead with 9:46 to go in this last quarter. Krebs guarding Russell. Sanders hits. 96-87. Havlicek is picking up West. Cousy was on West. Havlicek's on him now. Russell clears the boards. Sam Jones being guarded by West. Jones can't get the shot off, but Krebs trying to rescue it. The ball goes out of bounds. Tommy Heinsohn coming in. And Ramsey goes out. Now, Heinsohn is now picking up Krebs, and LaRusso and Wiley are getting set to come in again for the Lakers. West goes down the middle and gets it. 96-89, the Celtics lead. Tommy Heinsohn. Baylor got the ball away, but it rolled to Sanders' hand. Taken by West. A long pass up to Baylor. Baylor goes in, has it. It's 96-91. Celtics lead by 5 with 8 minutes and 24 seconds to go. Baylor guarding Tommy Heinsohn, who cuts behind Russell. Out to Havlicek for the jumper. Baylor has it. Lakers break fast. Ellis is the trailer. Now he cuts to the other side. Russell guarding Baylor, but Baylor made it. Russell was guarding Baylor, but Baylor made it. And the score, the Celtics 96, Lakers 93. There's a timeout on the floor with the score, Celtics 96, Lakers 93. or perhaps he had a cramp in his leg. We're trying to get the official words still. And the Lakers have come to life, and they've whittled down this large Boston lead. 96-93, 7:53 to go. West guarding Jones, who shoots and has it. And for Sam Jones, that is his first field goal of the night, but it's a big one. It's now 98-93. Jones guarding West, and he gets picked off by Baylor as they change men. And now Jones is on Baylor, who shoots. Hit. 98-95, the score. Celtics lead the Lakers. What a slam-bang finale this is in this fourth quarter. Tommy Heinsohn. He's complaining that LaRusso left the ball out. And the Celtics get the ball. Out to Russell. 7:20 to go in the game. 98-95. The Celtics are leading by 3 points. Heinsohn. Short. Dick Barnett with the ball. Barnett shoots. Taken by Heinsohn. 7 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. Boston leading in the series 3-2. Lakers are not pressing their defense. They have not pressed well during the course of this year. Russell getting it off the boards. Out to Sanders. But the Lakers are guarding very closely as they work that ball around the lane. Fast break to Barnett. Beautiful. Sanders came racing up, but he's called for the foul. He came up quickly, and he's charged with the foul as he hit Barnett. Red Auerbach pacing along the sideline. And that is the 5th personal foul on Sanders. One more shot coming up. It's 98-96, an unbelievable comeback for the Los Angeles Lakers. The Celtics lead by 1 with 6:25 to go. Jones down the lane, followed by Russell. That was a big basket by Russell. It was right there to stuff it in. It's 197. Celtics lead by 3, 6 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Barnett feeds off to LaRusso. Good fake by Rudy. Off to Barnett. Another fake. And traveling is called as Barnett moved his pivot foot. He went up and down and up again on that foot. So it's 197. The Celtics leading with 5 minutes and 50 seconds to go. And there's the foul committed by Barnett as Sam Jones goes to the line. Sam Jones getting 1. There's still a possibility that Bob Cousy may be able to come back. The trainer, Jerry West, now has 32 points. And the score is 199. Celtics lead by 1 point. Sanders fakes, shoots. Out it goes, Baylor, and Jones going for it, and Jones got it. Feeds it into Sanders. Shot by Havlicek. Taken by West. Out of bounds it goes. Baylor was breaking fast. Boston takes the ball. There are 5 minutes and 6 seconds to go, and the Celtics have a 1-point advantage as the Lakers have had a torrid last part of the third quarter and fourth quarter. Heinsohn missing. Russell goes up. And it's knocked out of bounds by Wiley as Boston keeps possession. Celtics have a 1-point lead with 4:58 to play. Baylor switches men to Heinsohn and commits a foul on Heinsohn. Baylor switchmen committed the foul. The Lakers have 3 team fouls, and the Celtics have 2 in this last quarter. One shot coming up. Big rebound by Wiley. 4 minutes and 48 seconds to go. Listen to the din here in Los Angeles. Baylor's gone in, move out to the corner now. Now he comes out. Boston tries to keep Baylor from getting that ball. That personal committed by Sam Jones, and West has a chance to tie it right now. He has one shot. 4:34 to go. Celtics hold a 1-point lead. Tom Cousy is coming back. Replaces Havlicek. Buddy LaRue worked on that ankle. It's bandaged up, and Cousy is back in for these big last minutes. Jones shooting. Again, Baylor got the rebound. Long pass to West in front court. West shooting. And again, Russell gets a big rebound. Celtics have a 1-point lead, and there are 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Sanders being guarded by LaRusso. Big bucket. Sanders now has 16 points, and the Celtics lead by 3, 102-99 with 3:54 to go. Barnett behind his back as he kept possession. Barnett from the side, and is taken by Boston. Tommy Heinsohn. Barnett guarding him closely. LaRusso was on Cousy, and Cousy goes by him. Cousy bounce pass and the shot by Sanders. Big bucket. 2 big baskets in a row by Sanders. And there's a timeout on the floor with the score. Celtics 104, Lakers 99. Man, the pace of this last quarter is something. And with 3 minutes and 32 seconds left to go in this ball game, and the Celtics holding a lead of 104-99, this is the case where we can see whether or not Boston keeps working that ball, holding as long as they can for just those good shots. And the Lakers, of course, have to come back strong. 3:32 in the pro ranks is still a long time, but each shot has to count from this point on for the Lakers if they're going to come back, or else Boston will win the championship. Wolf here in the Los Angeles Sports Arena, where there are 3 minutes and 32 seconds left to go, and the Celtics lead 104-99. Each second counts now, and the Lakers, if they're going to get back in contention here, have to make these shots good. Here's West, bring the ball into front court. Baylor out on the high post there, turns and makes the shot from there. Oh, look at that! It went in by mistake, it appears. Wiley. We'll have to wait for the official ruling as to how that bucket went in, but it's 2 points nonetheless. It was batted in accidentally. Sanders missing. The score is 104-101. Tommy Heinsohn rode off Baylor on the foul. That's Baylor shooting. That accidental two-pointer is not awarded any player. It'll go down as a note on the box score as to how it took place. 104-102. Celtics lead by 2 with 2:35 to go. And now the Lakers take possession as Boston lost it. 2:30 to go in this game. West deliberately brings the ball over. Russo has it intercepted by Heinsohn. Heinsohn goes in. West pass. It was a slow lob pass. Heinsohn timed it and made a vital interception. on a slow lob. Big play by Tommy Heinsohn. 106 to 102. A slow high lob pass. Heinsohn came rushing out to intercept and went down on the solo break. It was a big, big play. 106 to 102. 2 minutes and 12 seconds to go, and Wiley is at the line. Sanders committing his, Russell rather, committing his second personal. Russell got that rebound. 2 minutes and 5 seconds to go. Celtics lead 106 to 102. And there are now 2 minutes to go. Bob Cousy, notice he keeps looking at that clock. Boston will eat up as much time as they can in that 24-second clock. Lakers grabbing that loose ball. A minute 48. 106-102. Celtics lead. Barnett shoots. And Heinsohn gets a key rebound. It's a minute 35 to go. The Celtics lead by 4 points. Cousy, as the clock ticks away. 128. Celtics lead by 4. 125. Bob keeps looking up at that clock. Russell with the ball. 3 seconds on the 24-second clock. Cousy shoots at the buzzer. A minute and 12 seconds to go as Baylor goes up and makes it. It's 106 to 104 with a minute and 7 seconds to go. Celtics lead by 2 points. A minute and 3 to go. A minute and 2. 59, 58, 57. Celtics lead by 2 points. Bill Russell has come out. Over to Jones. 50 seconds to go. Big shot there. Sam Jones has 5 points. He hasn't had much scoring, but he saved his buckets for when they count. Barnett goes up. Basket's good. And there's a whistle on the play. Red Auerbach stopping over the far side. What a shot. Barnett made it. There was a foul on the play as well. Bill Russell committed the foul, his third. That's the 16th foul. There's a timeout on the floor with the score, Celtics 108, Lakers 106. .108 to 106 as we come down the last 43 seconds of this ball game. Right now the Celtics have 16 fouls. The Lakers have had 3. And you can hold your breath here because these 43 seconds may prove to be the most dramatic 43 seconds in basketball history. If Boston holds the lead, they win the championship. The Lakers, 2 points behind, trying to stay alive and send this game into a 7th game, which will be played incidentally at Boston if it goes to the 7th game. Red Auerbach has gone out to speak to Bob Cousy. Speaks to Heinsohn. He has permission, and injury permission, to make sure he is all right there. Seconds. 43 dramatic seconds left to go. Barnett is at the line. Now let's watch the strategy from this point on. It's 108 to 107. Now Barnett comes out to pick up, but they're not picking up, they're not pressing across midcourt. 36 seconds to go in this game. Celtics lead by 1. 30 seconds to go as Cousy shoots. Heinsohn gets it back. And there's a foul as Heinsohn goes up. The clock stops with 23 seconds to go. Two shots coming up for Heinsohn. The Celtics lead 108 to 107. 109 to 107. What a key basket this one is. 110 to 107. And there are 20 seconds left to go. Taken by Russell. And Baylor goes up. It's a jump ball. 13 seconds left to go. The Celtics lead by 3 points. Well, there was a big rebound with 23 seconds left. Cousy took that Big shot, which missed. Heinsohn then got the ball in the rebound to give Boston back possession. A jump ball coming up with just 13 seconds left to go. Celtics 110, the Lakers 107. Boston leading 3-2 in this best 4 out of 7 series for the championship as they go for their 5th straight. And the Lakers somehow trying to get this ball. If they can go in a drive and get a three-point play, if they can score and then quickly foul to hope to get it back or try to get the ball away, it's their only chance. Is taken by Boston. Baylor came in and the foul on the play is a big one. LaRusso committed the foul. And Boston has it with 10 seconds to go as the Lakers do what they could to grab that ball away. They had to. It was their only chance. Heinsohn nets one. 111 to 107. There's a penalty shot coming up. 112 to 107. And Baylor puts it in there with a second to go. Cousy throws it high in the air, and the Boston Celtics are the world champions. That's the end of the game. With the final score, Celtics 112, the Lakers 109. Well, a tremendous game. And the Boston Celtics have won their 5th world championship, 112 to 109 over the Lakers this evening. And now we're going to bring out Bob Cousy, who has just come through with his final game of his career. It was a brilliant one as the Celtics won the championship and their coach, Red Auerbach. Red, my congratulations to you. Bob, my congratulations.
Thank you, Bobby.
You went out with the type of game that you wanted to go out with, didn't you?
Well, believe me, Bob, I've been very, very fortunate in my 13 years, and God certainly granted my last wish.
Well, I'll say...
What a way to go out. Oh, my God. Oh, wonderful.
Oh, well, during that hot spot when you went ahead early in the game, certainly it was your man Cousy who in that first half
was
did
those
the
16
trick.
points the first half. I'm going to tell you something. I hope everybody that's been writing about those Lakers and the fact that we were dead, I hope they know who won the World Championship. They got a great ball club, seriously. But we're not dead, and we're not about to lie over for anybody.
Well,
just a wonderful thing, wonderful.
It was a
right out here on their home court.
Yeah, that's you did it out here, the home court twice, as a matter of fact, and they hit you on your home court. What happened to your ankle or your leg there, Bob?
Well, it must have been old age creeping up about 4 minutes too soon, Bob. I twisted my ankle a little bit, but our trainer, Buddy LaRue, gave me a little shot of Excelsior there and got me back in the shape. He taped me up, and I was able to go again.
Well, it was amazing the way you were able to come back.
What a thrill. They made some comeback. For a while, they had us going with that big ball club, and then we overcame that, and then at the end, well, how about that Heinsohn? He didn't have a real good night, but right in the clutch, he came down, and that Ramsey snapped out of it. How about that, Bob?
Certainly did. Tommy made those big free throws. I think it was a real team victory, Bob. Everyone should be quite proud of it.
Tommy got that big rebound down there at the end for you.
Big rebound with the foul and everything. It was just Bob, I tell you, gives me as great a thrill as any of the others, because everybody thought we were dead all season. Nobody picked us. Everybody picked the Lakers. But like I always say, a champ is a champ until he's beaten. And these guys are champs.
Well, they gave it a terrific battle, Red. They did a good job when they switched their style of offense with the big men there, and they went into immediate spurt till you called the timeout, and you had to switch your men around, didn't you?
Well, we did. I'll tell you, it was tough, and they really were smart out there, and we started missing for a while, hit a dry spell, and we were afraid of that. We were talking about that in the locker room, remember, at halftime, that they were going to hit that hot spell. But luckily, we snapped out of it. Of course, that Russell's tremendous.
Yes.
Well, but anytime you play a ball club like this, and you got Baylor coming down at you on one side, West on the other side, Barnett on another side, LaRusso getting a hot hand. Oh, we were lucky that Sylvie didn't do anything tonight. That's wonderful.
Yeah, and I'll say this, that Sanders did some job, too, didn't he? Taking a look here, Baylor had 28 this evening.
Isn't it wonderful? You hold a guy to 28?
That is, isn't it?
Sure is. He only had 9 in the first half.
That's true. That's true. I think you'll be interested in the scoring totals real quickly here. Heinsohn at 28 for you, and Bob...
28?
21, and Bob here at 18. Of course, those 16 big ones in that first half there. 21, Sanders at 18, and Russell at 12. Havlicek at 18, and so it goes. And West at 32, he was the big man. Yeah. Looks like we have to say goodbye. Bob.
Well, see everybody back in Boston.
Bob, my congratulations to you. And I want to say for all of your fans throughout the country that it was a stirring thing to see you in such a tremendous finale.
What a finale, huh?
Red,
Wonderful.
my congratulations to you. My congratulations to the Lakers for the game. And that's the story from out here in Los Angeles.